joined by Brad Sieben. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Kent. My pleasure.
You've had one term on council, and you'd like to have another crack at it?
Absolutely. It's gone by very quickly, but I've enjoyed every minute of it.
So we have about 5 minutes here. It would be nice if people could get to know who you are a little bit more. You're part owner at the El Dorado.
I was involved with the Nixon family, or my in-laws, and my wife and I had an opportunity to get an ownership stake in that in the I guess early 2000s, and ran it as the general manager along with the family for up until 2014 when we sold it.
Just one of a lot of things you have going on. Maybe describe the rest of the sort of tapestry of your life.
Sure, it's interesting. I'm a unique person in the sense that I'm born and raised in Kelowna. So I grew up here, went to school here, left and went to university in Victoria, but came back. And it's amazing how much Kelowna has changed. But it's great to have that frame of reference of, you can remember when, I'll be honest, when we were doing the one application at Highway 33 in Rutland Road, I remember when it was a Rutland welding shop. I remember when my bike was fixed there in probably 81 or 82, and then it sat empty forever.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that frame of reference to go way back and understand where things have come and gone from. But yeah, for me, it was probably the most formative part has been being in business in Kelowna. You meet a lot of people, you see the nuances. I've always been interested in the political side, but not as active, but involved in different boards and groups as well. But so once the El Dorado sold, my brother-in-law Kyle and sister-in-law Carolyn were starting B&A, so I'm a partner in that as well, but not operational, but love to talk ideas with him. And then I work my day-to-day job now in commercial insurance.
Right. So what role do you play on this current council? I think you're one of those councillors that actually reads the package before the meeting.
I've been known to be a detailed person and to definitely look and analyze. So I think I'm a bit of an analyst on council. I'm not afraid to speak up. So I'm a pretty loud and strong voice at times, I think.
Right.
And that's just the way I am.
It's interesting when you look at Kelowna, the downtown in particular, there's parts of it that have changed in such a positive way, where you're so proud to bring your relatives down to visit. It's so bright in the evenings, the lighting's great. Then there's these other parts that it's just really gone badly with this entrenched population of homeless people. So what are your thoughts about how the city's addressing it?
It's a big challenge, and to be honest, Kent, it's one of the reasons why I ran for council 4 years ago, is to look at our homeless population, our street population, look at Leon Avenue. I think I remember first year in our term, we were looking at the downtown plan, and there was an update, and the goals of the downtown plan were to increase the investment of business downtown, to attract people downtown, and the sense of safety. And I thought it was really interesting because we were going through this report, and sense of safety, they're using crime stats. But crime stats don't necessarily equate to people's sense of safety. Sense of safety is very difficult to monitor. But I think it was deteriorating at that point already. I think there was more and more people coming. It's a challenging problem to deal with. And I think this council, I'll be honest, that was one of the things I pushed very hard for in the early days of council, was the city to get a role, take a more active role. When you look at whether it's addictions or mental health, some might say, well, that's a provincial responsibility. And when you look at crime, that's criminal code, that's federal. But my perspective was very early that it's on our streets, and we need to get an active role. And the hiring of Sue Wheeler was a key thing.
So this task force report, you see real action there, and so would you say we're on the right trajectory on this topic?
I think we're on the right path. I think the challenge is that you have to remember, like, this issue there isn't a real silver bullet with it, but we have a plan. I think the frustrations from our citizens right now is that it's just a plan, and it's a $50 million plan, and you need to find a way to address it. For me, I think the goal of the next council, or a key objective, is advocacy, and we need addiction treatment beds, and we need mental health beds, because we have very few of those, and until you have that, it's challenging for the RCMP and bylaw to deal with.
We're going to see about 12 high-rises perhaps in the downtown area over the next few years. Do you like that?
I do. I think, once again, going back to growing up here, I remember a time when looking at the Executive House on on Leon.
It was all by itself.
Kiwanis Towers, those were our high rises, and I'll be honest, they were met with skepticism because they might block a view of other people. When we look at Glenmore and how it expanded out and out and out, a city now we know doesn't function as well when transit has to go too far.
Brad, we're at 5 minutes, but doesn't it go by fast?
That's it.
I know. Don't feel ripped off. Everybody got the 5 minutes.
Okay.
But thanks so much
Okay,
for
no
coming
problem.
in.
I bet. I was like, hey, another 20 minutes
just
here.
getting started.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks
Wow,
a
was
lot for
quick.
that, though. And thank
quick.
you for watching. Don't leave yet.
sorry.
Thanks for watching Kelowna Now.